Hey everyone, it's no surprise that people that run kid channels tend to be very weird people off camera because there's simply no way you can maintain that kind of energy throughout your entire life. There has to be a price you pay, and that usually comes at a cost of the person running the channel being kind of a freak. But never in my life have I ever seen a better sign that's true than the story of the guy behind Blippi. If you haven't seen before, you're definitely getting that vibe from him with his somewhat uncanny smile. But after I watched this video about him today, exploring the guy's past, I was completely off target for what he could have done before. And in fact, I'm willing to go as far as to say that you can't even guess what his backstory was. Because this is one of those stories that, whether it's your first time hearing or you've known about it before, it's still just as shocking. Oh, sorry, I just have to say, I scrolled over the chapter, there's one called Blippi's Empire. Okay, so it's gonna be interesting.
Thanks to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. More on them later. What are the chances you know Blippi? Because given the sheer size of his channel, I'd say it's extremely likely you've come across this blue and orange hat wearing man. Especially if you have younger
Goddamn blue and orange hat wearing man.
For some reason you enjoy watching children's content. If you've never heard of Blippi, well, that's no problem, because I'll do my best to introduce you to this man right here. Yeah, this dude, he averages over 100 million monthly views on YouTube. He can be described as using his whirlwind of energy and bright colors to keep millions of 3-year-olds out there glued to their YouTube screens. Simply browse through his videos and you'll definitely see how he does it. He just reeks of fun and learning around any imaginable.
I already tell what kind of like quality of content he makes from a green screen bit.
Museums, aquariums, and rather oddly, even NASCAR racing. And you've really got to believe me when I say this dude's popular because
whatever place he goes to, does he rent out the entire place, like that ball pit or that aquarium, just make the videos? That's actually dedication. I respect that.
Rule the internet, don't they? Anyway, we'll come back to his success later in the video. What I want to focus on this video is the disgusting past of everyone's best friend Blippi, who's actually gone through some great lengths to keep his past hidden. It actually has come as a surprise to many that Blippi, real name Stephen John, hasn't always been the child's hero we see today. Before setting off,
what do you mean as a wife? Surely he's loving to his wife, right?
The huge success he is, Stephen John, who by the way changed his legal name from Stephen J. Grossman, had a much different
I was gonna say he changed his name legally to Blippi. That would be funny.
Let's just say it was not family friendly. Like, at all. He played this persona called Steezy Grossman, and what he did was make films that have been termed low budget and low brow, with titles like Turd Boy and The Underwear Man. One of the things I'm talking about is
the perfect ingredient to make a kid-friendly icon, Blippi, of course.
Where he poops on his friend in the video.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure most people that start off like icons in kids shows never start as that. They slowly like integrated to that kind of like TV industry or YouTube channel, whatever, and then they evolve into the icon they are with 100 million views per month.
Dive into how this filmmaker, who was a custodian of extremely horrifying humor, transformed into a really loved children's entertainer. We'll also be taking a look at what parents think of him now that his past is no longer hidden. And now a quick word from our sponsor.
I'm gonna say now, when I first saw the title, okay, you can't blame me. I really did think it was gonna be, like he was to be a bit of a nonce, but I'm glad you say that in the first 2 minutes, that was cleared out of the air.
Blippi's Empire Explained. The appropriate place to start is the castle.
I'm pretty sure I've seen historians say that it's on par with the Roman Empire. So let's see.
The obvious part we've already talked about is that Blippi is popular among children. And that's not because his content covers singing, dancing, playing, and exploring, all of which are exciting for kids. Rather, it's because he found a really engaging way to answer questions that kids find puzzling. His channel's description tells it all, as he states, "Come explore the wondrous world with everybody's best friend, Blippi. How does a recycling truck work? What does a baker do? What is the best playground around?" There are many exciting things to explore and learn. Now, before we go even further on his
that sounds like some chat GPT generated bio. Like, what do kids enjoy? The best park around, the best bakery. Let's all have fun with Blippi.
Those are highly impressive figures on their own, but he has 2 more channels. Blippi Toys, which has 11.3 million subscribers and just over 700 uploaded videos, and Blippi Espanol, which has a whopping 16.2 million subscribers and just about 663 videos. That's a combined 46.
Is he like the guy from the guy who made Dragon Ball? Rest in peace, by the way. Is he like him, or is he very popular in South America? That'd be funny.
To put that into perspective, that's almost as much as Mr. Beast's main channel. That one has 41 billion views. Being curious about his income, I checked on Social Blade and found the estimation to be anywhere between $30,000 and $475,000 in monthly YouTube earnings. ratings. But take that with a grain of salt because money determination on those types of websites isn't really that accurate. It's just a
No, absolutely. That social plate is the worst place to check for like what kind of how much money they could make. You know, it's like it's such a big window. Like they could be making 30,000 or 500,000. We don't know. You know, the numbers just don't add up
If you're
yet.
seeing those kinds of views, you're definitely seeing a pretty penny. Now, with these figures in mind, let's go back to his style. I think what sets Blippi apart is
It would be funny if like behind there's a huge pyramid scheme of just different directors that take most of the money. By the time he dies, he has like 1% of how much money the entire channel made.
to learn about, it'll make you want to shout Blippi. And right from the start, his clown-adjacent dressing, the high-pitched voice, playful music, and constant pop-ups as he explains stuff would probably be irresistible to any 3-year-old. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I want to say now, with the amount of energy he has, it really does seem tiring. Like after every 20-minute video he records with his cameraman, he goes home and just collapses on the bed. I've never seen someone actually enjoy playing that kind of character, unless you really enjoy, you know, making kids laugh and, you know, making them smarter.
No surprise in the production quality at all. It's also not surprising that Blippi would have a whole host of merchandise readily available for his audience. Just a quick search on Amazon and there's an endless variety of Blippi stuff from toys, clothing, books, to even the TV show. Their Amazon storefront also looks pretty nice, I'd say. And there's more. For example, they do city tours with tickets costing about $25 and have even collaborated with Liverpool FC for an event and special edition merch. Yeah, the football club. Also, if Blippi looks different, that's because he is. We'll get to that. I haven't even mentioned all the commercials.
Oh, does he have a ghost star, like a duo, that looks so much like him? But he's like Albanian, he speaks no English, so he has to like lip sync to whatever the speakers say on stage.
CBS News, Forbes, Mashable, and others. The 2017 to 2018 period particularly earned him lots of recognition by the media for reasons only the kids' channel gods may know. It's money in numbers. All those articles I've shown you are from that time. I might as well throw it in here.
YouTube does seem to have like a secret passion for these kind of like channels where they blow up out of nowhere. Not just blow up, but stay in that kind of like peak of just huge growth.
Interesting reason why he was able to start the Blippi channel so successfully. But before we get to that, let's switch gears and get into his really weird backstory. A weird backstory. Let me begin by reminding you that Stephen John changed his legal name from Stephen J. Grossman. It's therefore very likely that anyone who knows him as Stephen John wouldn't be able to recognize him from his Steezy Grossman persona. It's no wonder that BuzzFeed put it this way. While some may have...
Is that meant to be like an Irish person moving to America and they have to change the name to make it more American?
Grossman. So first, let's clear the question. Why was Stephen making films? Turns out he went to UCLA Extension to study cinematography and film production, and so he was right within his alley with the acting and film.
He did put a degree to use, you know, when he made the Blippi Empire.
He chose a rather odd route and adult-rated route to take. He was a turd boy. You heard that right, a turd boy. In a fake trailer for a film called Turd Boy, Steezy plays a role that is hard to describe, not because of its complexity, but rather its nastiness. Basically, it's about
How bad is it that entire trailer has to be blurred? Like every square pixel.
Poop, half human, so it's called Turd Boy, and the whole little skit fake trailer video he made is about the kid, I guess, getting bullied and going through life and its troubles, and it's like him covered in makeup prosthetics of poop. So it's pretty
I will say that is a pretty good $1 million idea. Turd Boy. I'm pretty sure that's one of the ideas that Stan Lee came up with before he died, you know, unfortunately. He didn't make it in time to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Carolina. Isn't it surprising the kind of film festivals they had back then? I mean, if I read it right, there was a 2012 International Ship Movie Film Festival. The other one was the 2012 Machinima Interactive Film Festival. Out of curiosity, I actually tried to find out what the International Ship Movie Film Festival was all about, and I found this interesting set of regulations where...
It's funny how they have advertising. No, they will refuse to take any sponsors. They will not, you know, censor what they believe in.
Anyway, going back to Steezy, a quick search on the Internet Archive will show you that these roles were nothing new to him. For instance, I found that he also did Peace Couples, Dick Genie, and Underwear Man. So yeah,
at that point, he clearly has a passion for it, you know. That's gonna be sad. Was this passion ripped away from him when the Blippi blew up? And it was kind of like, well, do I keep on making the art I'm passionate for? Or do I make money, millions out of Blippi?
the Harlem Shake poop. Alright, so before we talk about his twist on the Harlem Shake, let's talk about the Harlem Shake. That is, if you somehow didn't hear about it in 2012, I don't know.
No.
For some of you born in 2012, I have no idea. Basically, it was a dance that came from a song.
It's not that far off reality. Could be a 12-year-old watching this video. Could be a 12-year-old, you know, who's grown up and like, I want to know about this guy I used to watch, Blippi.
DJ and producer, Bauer. This heavy bass instrumental track, though released in 2012, later grew wildly popular and it sparked the dance series in 2013. Not to say that the dance didn't exist before, but it was definitely popularized with this trend. In the song,
with no music, it's way more jarring and dry.
Everyone just goes crazy. Woo! Woo! But before the lead up, or I guess during the lead up, it's usually one person dancing, you know, they look a little awkward. You're watching the video, you're like,
there's no way the Harlem Shake is so old and vintage that we need an explanation for it. There might be, I don't know, there might be a 12-year-old who's like, what is this alien video? This alien trend I've never seen before.
Drops, okay? And then everyone goes crazy. So that's a little throwback. And yes, that is Joji in that pink morph suit. Totally a fact that...
okay, you definitely should be a kid to not know who that is.
I'm the first person
for all you whippersnappers.
That pink morph suit. So don't you dare comment saying that you already knew that, alright? That was definitely a fact no one likes spamming in comments of videos. You can definitely see why Urban Dictionary defined the dance as an electric upper body dance move that involves the shaking of your upper torso and shoulders. I have to admit, I went down the Harlem...
I feel so old, yeah, I forgot about Urban Dictionary. Who uses that anymore? And I guess nobody used it ever as a legitimate dictionary, but still.
But I thought I'd share it with you guys. That its true origin came from 125th and Lexington, New York, where gangsters would shoot unsuspecting crippled people with crutches, and the staggering fall of these people would become the dance. Yeah, this is just some internet bullshit. Although to be fair,
that's the one good aspect of Open Dictionary, just the absolute lies, with so much confidence that if they sound 10% real.
Anyway, as the dance got introduced to local parties in Harlem, it just started becoming a thing. And it went viral for sure. Extremely viral. There's a whole compilation of people in the office, people in the army.
Don't tell me that Blippi blew up because of the Harlem Shake. It feels like that with the amount of build-up he's making up to this segment.
I made one as a kid. Though that is lost media, I did find a video of me dancing as a banana at 9 years old.
What? That's so bizarre.
I'm a banana. Look at me move. Yeah, yeah, I'm a banana. I'm a banana. Look at me move. Yeah, yeah. Banana power. Banana power.
Banana power. No, that's wholesome. I hate that word wholesome, but that is, you know, the one category that fits in.
Going back to our guy Steven, he decided he wanted to be a part of this trend, but in a very unique way. He called his version the Harlem Shake poop, and because I can't show the video, I'll try my best to describe it without getting demonetized. So the scene is set in a normal bathroom.
How graphic is it that he can't show it? I really want to know. Can you only find the video on livecore.com?
Cycling helmet and some goggles. And you know, the song is building up, the classic Harlem Shake build up.
Please tell me it's gonna be like as graphic as the Jackass skit where they throw Steve-O in that huge portal or whatever it's called in a like slingshot.
Diarrheas onto his friend who's laying upside down on the ground. It's like a missile of brown. So definitely not showing that, but it's a real video. I watched it, and it is Blippi. It's our boy Blippi, you know.
It's him, yeah. It's not AI generated. It's him.
God. Yep, morbid documentaries, guys. This is what we do. Oh, did I mention that his friend was also butt naked? Well, he was. Again...
Okay, so definitely not on YouTube then, yeah.
It's an...
Wait, if it wasn't on YouTube, did he show at the film festival?
1,000 times worse than whatever I thought it would be. Now, this side of Blippi may have remained hidden if it wasn't for a BuzzFeed article. Yeah, BuzzFeed of all companies were the people that brought this to light. To be specific, it was a BuzzFeed article from 2019. And in the classic style...
Oh my God, wait, so that's not that long ago, to be honest. Just 5 years. Even that's quite old.
Again, by other publishing medias. And of course, it was all over social media, like this Reddit post, some YouTube videos talking about it. The aftermath was also in the form of pushback by some parents. This article, for example, suggests that some parents would need therapy to, quote, cope with the news that Blippi shat on someone. And another article...
Oh, come on, that's kind of mean. He didn't shit on someone during the count of Blippi. No, that would be disgusting. He shat on someone in his previous life. That is pretty funny. It's weird how I went to the video video expecting like it was gonna be a bit of, you know, pedophilic connotations, but instead it was like a complete. It's definitely a 180 because nowhere near as like morally bad, but there's no way I could have expected him making videos or like short films for some festival in like California where it only centers around shit, you know, just the theme of it where it's just very open about it. And I'm not sure about the production value, if it was high or low, like a small team, but there was definitely a passion behind it to make like, how many did he make? Like 5 short films centered around just shit and piss and cum or whatever. Which to me, there's 2 ways around that. You can either be passionate about that kind of topic for the rest of your life, or you can be very strong about it for like a short segment of your life for a little bit, and then get so tired of it you want to do like a complete change of character, which would make sense because yeah, I feel like Blippi would be on the opposite side of the spectrum compared to this guy, whatever his name was, Justin Grossman. Is that his actual name, or was just like a German name, like a German barbarian name, like a very old one? But to make it more appealing, you made like a John, whatever his other name was, you know, more appealing.
Work with kids. Why would a child entertainer be any different? Using copyright laws to hide the dark past. So again, just so we're on the same page here, in 2019, BuzzFeed revealed his past, and what did Blippi do? Well, he or his team filed a DMCA copyright infringement claim against BuzzFeed to not publish the video anywhere. And a DMCA claim, for anyone who might not know, allows a person, the copyright holder, to get someone else, like a website, to take down user-uploaded material that belongs to the copyright holder. So in our case, Steven was the owner of the Harlem Shake poop video.
That would feel more like he's happy for it, he wants everyone to see it. But he's very strict, do not show anyone. Goddamn.
He also sent it to Google after a Russian website hosted it and Google indexed it. A Vice article also clarifies that in an interview, Blippi said that it wasn't the BuzzFeed report that prompted his response. Rather, he had already been doing that for years whenever it popped up somewhere online. He specifically said it wasn't BuzzFeed's reporting that led.
Alright, so what side or stance does he take? Does he hate the video or love it? If he's so passionate about it, at that point, just delete it. No, you can't delete. Everyone else has it. Yeah.
He also came after the Vice people a little bit, saying filing a takedown notice hardly qualifies as going to quote extreme lengths. I don't know, man. I think it's pretty extreme. I don't know if you think that, Blippi. Poop man. I'm gonna call you Poop man for the rest of the video, and I'm not. Now winding back a bit to the DMCA part, you can see that on the takedown request sent to Google, the original URL is specified as harlemshakepoop.com. Why is that important to know? Well, I want you to get a sense of how committed Blippi was to going viral. Having a dedicated website means that Blippi wanted people to visit it. More on that later. Anyway, thanks to the unforgetting nature of the internet, you can actually look it up. I'm not encouraging you to do that, but you can look that up on Google and it pops up right there on the Internet Archive. Again, I'm not recommending that. No, don't do that. That was just an educational statement.
So how easy is to like tear down the Blippi empire by just having that URL on a video that kids can see very easily? Of course I can't show on YouTube because of the graphic nature, but surely if they found the website, a lot of kids, I don't know, there will at least be 5 kids that are just sick in the mind at a young age and they would enjoy it. But the rest of the kids would show it to the parents and they would have the tablet taken away.
Tasteless. And I regret having ever done it. He also said, I've grown up a lot since then, and I trust people will see me as the person I am now, not the idiot I was back then. That response has 2 things that it communicates strongly. One is that he...
Unless I do feel bad for him, because that does feel like a kind of project that your friend coerces you into doing, but then you regret it the second it leaves the camera and it's on the internet.
In fact, a good way to perceive this is to think of what our community now insinuated. Should John's checkered history determine the fate of his beloved character Blippi? In other words, should bad history mean that a person can never change? This is a topic that we've actually talked about in my YouTubers that ruin their lives video, specifically the Shane Dawson part, because these are people that have done really horrible things. Blippi was just disgusting. I don't think he like hurt anyone, but believing in growth, you know, if you want to believe in that someone has grown, that's on you. But usually there is evidence, you know, if this dude hasn't done anything crazy in 10 years, it's more than likely that he's changed, but you know, we'll never know behind closed doors. Steven's lawyer actually put it as
Blippi the character might do the Harlem poop shake, we never know.
It's not sexist or criminal or problematic, it's just pure jackass prank stupidity. Blippi also responded to the Vice article about his use of copyright law to bury his past. Again, he emphasized that he was regretful of having...
It does feel like in 2 branches he could have become become Blippi, which he did, or Steve-O or any other person in the Jackass crew could have seen that, like, man, we need this guy a part of our team, come on.
Gross is that. He even took a jab at the journalistic standards of both Vice and BuzzFeed. He implied that Vice, and I've already mentioned this, was inaccurate for saying he went to extreme lengths to try to get the video taken down after the BuzzFeed article came out. He suggested that BuzzFeed's article was not, quote, a blockbuster investigative report, end quote, as Vice phrased it. And the sheer fact that Vice thought that was true was reflective of deteriorated journalistic standards. Basically, I think he was just trying to tell him that y'all hyped up this video of me pooping, and it's not worth the hype. But Blippi, let me tell you something.
To be fair, if most of the like kid characters popular on YouTube had kind of like stuff behind them for a long time ago, that would be a little bit earth-shattering, yeah. Because you can't really expect what someone's gonna do or what they did in the past until the video like surfaces of them online.
Deprived my kid of his construction videos that have actually really helped boost his language skills. I just might not watch that chocolate factory video again. I don't know exactly which video she's referring to, but I'm willing to bet it's this one. Anyway, the point is that even after some parents discover his past, they're not gonna go through the effort to cancel him. And this is obviously kind of true given his growth in the past couple of years. At the time that BuzzFeed published their article,
that's a good point. Yeah, how long is the video? I wanna take one. That's a good point. Yeah, if you have a kid's fan base, yeah, odds are they're not very passionate about like tearing you down. But compared to like most people that have like either like an older fan base, like teenagers, whatever, or adults, they would tear you down, just skin you alive, 100%. If they found out that kind of video existed of you before online, it was probably what like BuzzFeed wanted to achieve by uploading that video. But the issue is, even though parents are kind of like monitoring what the kids watch, odds are, as long as the video in of itself is safe, they really don't care what they could have done before in the past. And you know what? Probably that whole shit fiasco of the Harlem Poop Shake video was probably the safest avenue. I know that sounds, insane, but compare, like, if he was like a skinhead before in the past, where like he did, well, like a fake skinhead, where he had like a skid where like it was all fake tattoos of him, like with swastikas, I could see parents being way more livid and getting angry at him, because that's someone that they would see that more as real than anything else, and be pissed off that the kids are watching that. I guess in this scenario, it was two things. Like, one, the hit article on him didn't blow up massively, because I guess not only wasn't not a great of a story, but he did just bombard it with DMCA strikes, and two, he was lucky to have the fan base that wouldn't even like read articles by BuzzFeed or Vice, so there was no way they could have known about it before.
And that number has now grown to 19.2 million, and his other channels have also experienced a similar trend. There's a chance growth means people love him, right? Viral strategy using past skills. Now, while that poop stuff is a major controversy, that isn't the only thing that puts people off when it comes to Blippi. For example, there's an entire Reddit thread framing him as just a guy after money with no care for the children he's supposed to be entertaining. The thread, which could be just a rant to be fair, mentions that Blippi...
Man, even if he was like interested in kids, people will like paint that like pedophilic, he wants you to do it because he like kids, come on, he doesn't give a shit about the money.
If you want to watch more of my videos, all you have to do is search for my name. Will you spell my name with me? Ready? B-L-I-P-P-I. Blippi.
I was hoping he was gonna spell out the Germanic name, Steve Grossman.
Beginning of his content journey, including living in LA for 6 years and learning skills like online content marketing. There's also a mentioning of the bewildering large merchandising operation that he runs. And again, his prior skill set and career path have nothing to do with kids. Now, take all this information with a grain of salt because we are talking about a Reddit rant here. But still, I hope you can see some of the other things that people find unpleasant about Blippi. And I'm not saying that just based on that Reddit rant. Nope. If you actually search around on the internet, you'll find parents even talking about how they just don't like his vibe from the jump without even having learned about the Harlem Shake thing. Anyway, the reason I brought up that...
To be fair, he is made for kids, so of course whatever you find is like opposite you what your kid enjoys watching in his spare time.
I actually like how BuzzFeed phrased it. They said, beneath the surface, Blippi and Steezy Grossman share two traits: a willingness to debase themselves, be it clownish antics or taking a literal dump, for entertainment, and a methodical, calculated effort to use social media and its algorithms to reach as many eyeballs as possible. In short, he would go to any lengths to go viral. This ties in really well with him being an SEO specialist in his past. SEO means search engine optimization, and an SEO specialist is a job where a person essentially learns how a search engine like Google works in terms of ranking content, and then tries to use that knowledge to rank their...
Don't tell me the name Blippi was specially engineered to optimize for like the search engine. It is simple. I wouldn't say it's like, it's like the right arrangement of write a regimen of words to hit that perfect target.
Foundation of SEO.
That is more so giving it a good foundation of SEO, and then from there creating more and more videos with a good foundation of SEO.
Once he had that going, it was just a matter of spamming videos. Now, in case you're still lost of what I'm talking about here, think of it this way. For example, if kids are searching up Skibbity Toilet on YouTube, how would you get them to find you? Well, you make a video revolving around Skibbity Toilet. There's a chance you'll appear in the search results. They wouldn't click on a video, my vlog, my trip to the mall.
If someone by pure accident or luck had their name Skibbity Toilet on YouTube, that would make them blow up back in 2022 or 2023, whenever that whole arc got massive.
But he did it in a crazy way in terms of kid trends, like very niche things. I don't know how else to describe that. You can do your own research on SEO, especially when it comes to children's content, but that's a different world. It's the same.
Oh my god, that would be definitely like brain rot, just the dumbest topic ever. Like, Lego Skibbity Toilet.
Baby shark videos, you know? The point here is that whether it was poop videos or making content for children, he's a smart dude. Remember that even his Harlem Shake video had its own website, www.harlemshakepoop.com. And this was back in 2013 when websites weren't that easy to make. TechCrunch did actually publish an article showing just how much search traffic the term Harlem Shake was getting at the time. Now, also worth mentioning is that with a background on SEO and online marketing, it's no wonder that Blippi could see an opportunity in the market and take it. One neat trick SEO specialists use is that if you search for a specific phrase and nothing of value comes up, that's a sign they can create content around that phrase and rank first on Google's platforms. That's exactly how Steven's channel started. He says, my 2-year-old nephew wanted to watch tractor videos online, but all we could find was, well, garbage. The videos certainly weren't educational. I wanted to bring positive emotions and experiences to the act of learning. I wanted to share my curiosity with others. I wanted to make videos my nephew would be both entertained and educated by. His bet on children's content was also based on the lack of good content on YouTube. He explains that most of the good content back then was just on cable. Free content was not good. And he gives the example of tractor videos that had nothing other than just tractors with background music. Pre-2014 era YouTube wasn't much of a career for many people. There were a few lucky ones that a lot of us watched, but that was it. So it was obvious that because people saw it as a fun platform, they didn't put too much thought into the production quality of their content. Times were just different. Music videos were leading in views, for instance. Now Mr. Beast can get more views than a mainstream artist on a couple of videos.
That's true. That's a beautiful evolution of YouTube, you know. Everyone can appreciate it.
Drama facing the Blippi brand. And honestly, there's not much to it other than the addition of a new Blippi actor. But this has come with resistance from many parents. The new guy, Clayton Grimm, says he ended up in the position because he'd been hired to play Blippi in
He looks like, I don't know, 40%. As an avid Blippi fan, I wanted him to be a perfect test tube clone of Blippi, of Steezy Grossman.
Necessity, Grimm went from playing the musical to being flown to LA to make content, and soon enough he was everywhere that the original Blippi had been. We're talking about Hulu, HBO, Netflix, etc. Now, like I said, the drama was that some parents...
I want to say he's a coattail rider, but it must take talent to get that Blippi character on point that can fool kids. It can't be that hard to fool kids. If you're a grown-ass man and you're a fan of Blippi, probably harder to, be fooled that it's a fake actor.
Were also not left behind in expressing their disappointment. Yup, and that's really it for this video. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you think I'm swag, and yeah, that's the story of the most disgusting children's entertainer out there. All we could...
Oh, that's beautiful, man. I don't care. To be honest, I want to act like, it was a pleasant surprise from, like, the kind of idea I had before in the past. But, I don't know, that entire character arc, if you call it that, of him being obsessed with shit and making that whole video, I don't know how to feel about it. Of course, it's nowhere near as bad as what I was thinking about before, but still, I don't know how I feel about some huge, like, monopoly of, like, a YouTube channel being centered around the guy, or being run by a guy that was so obsessed with the idea that he made, like, multiple videos in the past, that now it just, whenever you bring it up, like an article, it just takes it down immediately. Which makes me feel like if he had a tiny bit more power, he would take down the website. But I'm guessing there's some kind of law protecting it, so like that will always remain like the one dark pillar of his past where any kid can watch it. The second they find out like the URL, just like type it up on the search engine, which I haven't seen yet, but If it's so bad that he can't even show it as a video and he has to get some guy to draw like still frames, then it must be on the level where if some kid saw it, they'd be so disgusted by it they would just never watch him again. Which to a young mind, if it is very simple to show them one thing and just scar them and give them PTSD for one huge thing they used to enjoy before in the past. And from the way this guy described in the video, it does feel tempting to look it up. It was just you know, gruesome, not gruesome, but graphic and disgusting. It's gonna be like the Indiana Jones box where like they open it and those Nazis' face just melt because of the I don't know what's knowledge, the horror. Either way, I'm gonna end up with my skin melted off my face. Hopefully, if it's, you know, that disgusting.